Hello everyone. I am Steve's avatar. Steve wanted me to come on here and announce that his personal tarot readings from now, October 2022 through December 2022 are all half price. The price for a full personal tarot reading will be £20. That should be somewhere in the region of $23. The normal asking price has always been £40 for a reading. But for just over the Christmas period he is cutting all readings down to just £20. So if you had ever wanted a personal reading by me, now would be the time. And grab this deal while it's hot. This deal will end sometime during the last part of December 2022. All you have to do is email me at stephenabbott1976@googlemail.com. You can also find the email link in the description box below with all other links. You will need to send me an email and I will respond with all links and instructions.
Virgo, Gudanga, my friends. You could be Dangier and you could be from South Africa, or you could be from Africa. How you doing? Or the land down under. Some of you could be from Australia. How you doing? Anyway, I'm also hearing Austin, Texas as well. Austin, Texas, or the name Austin or Austin Powers. Do I make you horny, baby? Do I? So, I'm definitely hearing like Austin, Texas, or Texan Hold'em, Amanda, or someone that's gambling all of the time, going to Texas, or just constantly going to the casino. I'm also hearing CC, Mexico, and also casino, Texas Hold'em. So playing cards, gambling, and spending loads of money. I don't know if you're earning it and spending it and earning it and spending it, but there is a gambling addict here. Could be something to do with an addiction. So it could also be a Capricorn person that's always at the casino. Could be Sharon or Stone, or the other person that played in that, Sharon or Karen, someone from Australia, maybe. Robert De Niro. So Robert, Rachel, Richard, anybody out of Barry. I'm also in B, anybody beginning with B. But gambling, someone's taking a hell of a lot of risks and gambling. Anyway, so how you doing, Virgo? So what we're going to do is look at what messages that you need to be aware of around your environment. So they can be your work, your love, your mum, your father, your daughter, your sister, or messages that you don't want to hear that need requiring change, but you don't want to. So you could be dealing with a 4, Scorpio, or a Taurus. Okay, so let's see. So what has Virgo got in their environment that they need to be aware of, please? Anything in Virgo's environment that they need to be aware of? Anything around their environment that they need to be aware of? So you've got in the head, this just came out through Patreon, through all of the readings that I've just done over here. The name Dunn or Pucci Stern and Elise also. But overthinking, stressed and overanalyzing and overcritical. So the name Christine, criticizing other people, all up in my head, constantly always thinking and thinking and thinking. So the name Edwina, Eddie, I'm also picking up the name Eddie, could be a Taurus. Let's see, Virgo, any other messages for Virgo to be aware of in their environment, please? Is confused, this way, that way, go back. So you could be dealing with a Libra maybe, or a life path 2, but again, it's just saying that there's a hell of a lot of confusion. So some of you're probably not realizing that in order to work and co-create with the universe, you have to realize that the universe is what comes towards you. So that your alchemy, okay, so that your pulse, okay, of your actual rhythm of your heart, of the dancer, okay, or Tiny, or auntie, or it's my auntie or uncle. But you have a pulse, and that rhythm carries a frequency, and so does your mind. So when you realise that your mind cannot send any frequencies to your heart and your feelings when they're very confused, it's got no idea what you want or where you're going or what you're saying. So you feel lost and confused. Okay, so when the rhythm of your head is constant negative or not knowing, okay, your heart doesn't know how to feel, so you don't know how to feel about this situation that could be going on around you, because there's a hell of a lot of stuff that's going on through the head, which means multi-talented. I'm focusing this way, that way, that way, instead of realising, okay, so if I want certain things, it will come to me, but I need to concentrate on where the signal needs to go from my head to my heart. Okay, when you're out of sync and you're out of balance between your head and your heart, you'll have to get these head over heart decisions. I'm stuck, I don't know what to do, I don't know how to feel about this circumstance, blah, blah, blah. Everything that's kind of going on in my life, there's way too much going on for me to have time in order to contemplate and do the woosah bit. Okay, so because your heart is an algorithm, okay, algorithms pretty much, unless there's alchemy in you, I'm hearing also, but because of the algorithm of your heart, you're kind of in these circumstances where the analytical brain starts to take over the function of life itself. So you can get into that pity me, poor me, nothing ever seems to work, nothing ever seems to go my way, blah, 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 so on and so forth. Why can't I think straight? Why can't I have this? Why can't I have that? Because you're living in the energy of can't. So your brain is saying, well, that's what we thought you wanted. You're like, well, no. It's like, no, I don't want that. Exactly. No, I don't want that. That's why you're getting it, because you want, that's what I don't want, right? So you're thinking, no, I don't want to make this decision. I don't want this to happen. I don't want all of that to go on. But it is, because that's what you're telling yourself is going on. Right, so the name Ron or Rachel or Ricky or so. Ricky Lake, someone from up north. So I'm very confused about what I should be thinking. Well, you shouldn't really be thinking of anything, really. But the trouble is, life, Virgo, is like a box of chocolates. You do know what you're going to get, okay? So basically, if you take on too much and you go and buy a car that's 50 grand, okay, first is, ooh, that looks nice and shiny, I'm going to buy that, through impulse, okay? Impulse buying. So it can be ADHD, it can be bipolar, it can be not thinking straight, okay? Impulse, acting on impulse, okay? So when you act on your impulse, the first thing is pleasure. Next thing is guilty pleasure. Means that you get the bill through of all what you've just spent, and then the next bit is, oh, fuck. Okay, I acted on impulse, I went and done something, and now I wish I hadn't. Now that can be, I opened up the lines of communication, and I wish I hadn't. Okay, I bought something that was very expensive, it felt really good, and my fucking everything was telling me that this was the right move, okay, and that I was supposed to do this, okay, and it might be moving work, because we're working out your messages, okay, so stay put, don't go anywhere, Virgo, okay, but like, you know, do I leave this job, do I stay here, do I move, do I stay here, do I commit to this person, do I not, do I put out more signals, or what do I do? So at the moment, nothing is really happening, okay, so what Spirit is trying to get you to say, of what Uncle Buck is kind of telling you, is that when you realise that when you act on impulse, impulse can be a confused energy of being let down once you realise that you may have made a mistake, or that you didn't do enough, because that's also then letting yourself down. So you're striving and working too hard for what you don't need to work. Life isn't hard. It's you that is critical amongst oneself. You make life hard. Life is easy to live. All you really need is a roof over your head and be able to breathe. If you can do that, you're fine, you're alive, okay? So when life starts to take over and it becomes very critical upon us, it's only because what we're telling ourselves, okay? So we can't make a decision because we believe that other people are going to make them for us, okay? So this might be where you opened up the lines of communication, something that you're doing has really wound you up, and now you're kind of thinking, shit, I wish I hadn't have done that. So it's just like, okay, I just bought this £50,000 car and it's all great and brilliant, but then all of a sudden a big bill comes in and I realise, shit, hold on a minute. I got that car, which is great, but then I realise that I've got a mortgage to payment come as well. And then I look at my bank statement and I realise, whoa, hold the fucking horses. I wasn't really calculating the fact that this, and this, and this is building up. And because now I've seen it, now I'm worrying about it. And now I'm worrying the fact that now my feelings have changed about the co-creation of life itself. That worry creates worry, darkness creates darkness, fear creates fear. So what you're looking at and what you're watching is through impulse. Your pulse raises, everything goes off, your endorphins set off, and you realise that you may have made a mistake. When you make a mistake, then you fear that you might make a mistake, and then you're lost. You're lost in this confusion of like hypocritical energy, criticising oneself, all up in my head, thinking quite a lot, where this, whatever it is that's going on in my mind, may not be able to escape my mind, okay? But then there's also this energy of like, oh shit, it escaped my mind, I forgot. So you could be dealing with a goldfish that might be a Piscean, and I literally forgot, okay? Or Scott, or someone from Scotland, okay? So it's kind of like this, do I go forwards? Do I go backwards? Do I continue on the same path that I am? You've never taken a wrong path in your life, whether this is a cross-watcher or your partner. You've never taken the wrong path. You just have to keep telling yourself, what do I choose? What path do I choose? Where do I go from here? You are here. Okay. Let's see. Because there could be a lot of denial here. Okay. Let's see. Because it might be moving. Do I stay where I am and live here? Or do I move and go somewhere else? I can't do that at the moment, so it's now making me really annoyed, the fact that I can't move. Okay. And now I don't know, and I'm just waiting for a sign. Right. Well, Spirit's not going to give you a sign if you're thinking that you're looking for one, because then you'll believe that you don't have the sign. So you can't find one. I saw the sign, and it opened up my eyes. I saw the sign. Okay. So they're there all the time. Okay. It's just the fact that you have to feel that you don't want it. Okay. So let's see. Because you might be paranoid, believing or feeling that someone else doesn't. Let's see, Virgo. Because I got this feeling, this is, do I open up the lines of communication with this person again? Or Jen, or Julian, Jason, Justin, Jackie, Jasmine, Jack. But like, do I open up the lines of this communication with this person or not? Are they on my mind all of the time, or are they not on my mind? Because if they are, then I'm all up in my head and confused of really not knowing what to do. You really could be dealing with a knot, which means a Piscean in my book here. So a life path 3 or a Pisces. And I have no direction of life, and I don't know which way to go. Let's see, Virgo, anything for them to be aware of in their environment? You got to let me get going, Virgo, here. So running, yeah, I'm sorry, but I can't stay around all day long listening to all of this confusion. I'm not taking any notice. I'm more worried about me. Oh, no, but I've got to save you. No, you haven't got to save anybody. Save yourself. Okay. So when you look at a bridge, right, especially if you're dealing with ADD, okay, when you look at a bridge, it's accomplishing steps as you go along. Judgment is about going to heaven. The moment you open up your eyes, you're dying. The moment that you breathe, you're dying. Okay. But we need to breathe. Okay. So the moment that we wake up, the moment that we realise that we're being reborn again to die, okay, so the crossover between purgatory, where we all are, which is 9, Virgo, okay, we're all in purgatory, we're all confused about the crossover of going towards plenishing our sins, okay, basically, okay, there are certain steps and milestones in your life that you have to cross first before you get to the other side, before you get where you want to go. There are certain things that you have to go through first before you know the answer. Okay, so we're all heading to heaven across the bridge of doing better. For, if you look at religion, it would say Jesus, you know, in order to do better, you've got to be granted the gates of heaven, that when I get there, I say everything I've been through. But you're going through it all now to get there. Okay, so it feels like I'm running out of time, but time is linear. Time doesn't run out, it just starts again. So you might be in so much of a rush to get everything done that you're actually forgetting yourself. When you slow down, okay, when you actually slow down, you're realizing that you're slowing your heart rate down and that you're slowing the thoughts down. Okay, because your mind here could be racing in loads of different directions, that you're not actually taking time for yourself. Because what you're panicking and worrying about is work, is money, is bills, is should I run this, should I do that, should I do that? So you'll feel like you're running out of time, that you've not got any time for yourself because you're working to earn a living, where the living can come to you. But there are certain processes of stuff that you need to understand first. Okay. So what you've got is these critical energies of, I feel like I'm running out of time and that there isn't enough time in the day because I'm so busy getting everything done. Okay, I don't have time for myself to sit back and relax because my workload is picked up completely and utterly. Now I seem to be working for the man. Okay. So if you are working for another person and you're striving to run your own company to get further up in the company, you're still realizing that I've got so much to do, I don't have time to do the things to build my own company. It's because you're working for work. That's why. That's why it's not working. Okay. So here I feel like this energy is about, I'm rushing about that much that there isn't enough hours and time in the day for me to accomplish all the things that I've got going on, and that I'm pretty much run ragged doing it all, okay, and then working myself into the ground where my energy level is low and I don't have the time to sit and manifest or sit and pure, is to think of me. I could be thinking that I'm a savior of the universe, that I need to save everybody else. No, you don't. You don't need to save anybody. Jesus or God will try to save you. So all you got to do is worry about you, no one else. You ain't got to worry about nobody else. See, when they focus on you, that person that's focused on alchemy, but that person that's focused on you is constantly focused on you. That is eerie. That's creepy. Okay, that a person constantly worries about another person. Be the person on the opposite end of it. I'm really worried about you. I think that you're making a mistake. I don't think you should be doing all of this. I don't think, hold on a minute. How many I don't think you should be doing all of this shit has just come my way, and you think that I'm going to listen to that? Of course I'm not. You need to be more worried about you than me, because when you start being worried about you, you see, I'm worried about you. I'm worried about you. Why are you worrying about me? There's nothing to worry about, worrywart. You're constantly worrying. You're constantly going over this in your analytical mind of should I, shouldn't I, can I, are they doing the right thing, are they not doing the right thing, are they doing this, are they doing that, when are they coming home, when are they, it's like, Jesus, it sounds like a mother, could be a Pisces' mother, sounds like mine to be honest, but like, that energy of where someone is always thinking about someone else all the time, that the energy comes off of like, oh my God, like, why are you constantly worried about me when I'm quite ugly and old enough to look after me? Don't worry about me. Oh, but I have to worry. No, because it will not work. It will not work because you're not flowing in tandem with the energy that's coming towards you. It's coming at you like this fucker, like, Jesus Christ, brother, is that a shark? Or is that catfish? But it's coming at me like this, of like, oh, Jesus Christ, brother, what the fuck? I can't think for myself, Dave. What do you want me to do? Okay, so for some of you, you could actually be giving up your power of attorney, because it could be a lawsuit or Laura, but you could be giving up your power to let other people make your choices, make your own choices. I'm waiting for other people to make the choice about me. I'm the one that needs to be picked for a job, for a love life, for anything. I'm the one that needs to be picked. Okay, so what do I have? A feeling of being left, okay, to myself, my thoughts to myself. What do I do with myself? What do I do when it's quiet? Oh my God, I must turn on Netflix. Okay, what do I do for me? When do I take a breather? But work's so hard, Steve. Keep telling yourself that work is so hard. Work isn't hard. Okay. Yeah, but you should fucking, you've had a better life than everybody else. You're more relaxed. That's blame. It's still not going to work. Okay. So let's see. Moved on, Ron. Then you've also got Jackpot that came over. So there's the person that could be Jack, Julian, Jason, Justin, Jackie, Jasmine, Jack. Jackie is also my mother's name, by the way. So I'm just putting that one out there. Here. But the gambler, okay, the person that takes risks and money, winning money, got rich, inheritance, expected money, moved on, is also what you've got here. So I'm picking up this gambling freak addict that keeps running back to the casino or running back to something to check on it. So if you keep checking on something, what are you fearing that you don't have if you keep checking on something all the time? Okay. Pain and pleasure, you have to have pain first before you have pleasure. It doesn't come first. The chicken or the egg doesn't. Pleasure does not come before pain. Okay, you have to have pain and have to have endorphins. So you have to realise that life doesn't go like this. Okay, it goes like this all the time. Always swims. Fish. Pay attention. But it always goes like this. It never goes like this. It goes like this, like this, like this, like this, like this. Okay, so it goes up and down. That's the rhythm of you. Okay, so when you realise that you're in tandem with your mind and your body and your soul, you'll get the answer. Okay, but you need to slow the fuck down here, because there's a lot of this wanting more money, wanting better opportunities for myself in life. So I'm willing to take risks and act on impulse. Okay, and I might be doing stupid things in order to be able to get that. I might be that worried about other people that I'm really not being concerned about myself. Now, for some of you, you're that worried that this person may have moved on with their life that you're just giving all of your power over to the other person to believe that I'm going to have to soon do something because it might be too late. Okay, and if I don't soon start doing something, this person could be gone forever, Trevor. So I'm really going to have to be doing something because time is running out. Okay, so you could be going through this metaphysical decision that some of you or the other person's got, that you're kind of like, well, if I open up the lines of communication with this person and I let them back into my life, is the same thing going to happen again where they might take my money, where they might rip me off if they have in the past and it's all been to do with money, and that's all they've been concerned about? Do you think that they'll be concerned about anything else than money? Very much doubtful. Okay. So it's kind of like these choices that are all presented to you here of like, do I move on? Do I not move on? Do I stay where I am? Do I stay put, or do I continue? Do I reach out to this person and give them the benefit of the doubt? Do I let them back in and open it up, or do I not? Do I remain closed down? If I remain closed down, then am I going to manifest? Of course you are. You don't need to remain open in order to be able to manifest. Of course you do, but there are certain other processes first, okay? Because remaining open is remaining open-minded to, I'm concerned about me. That's all. As soon as I'm concerned about anybody else, I'm thinking about them. God doesn't, or Jesus or Spirit doesn't never want you to think of anybody else. They're in control of their life and contracts, whatever they're doing. So you can have a seat and think, I don't really give two fucks about anybody. I'm just more worried about myself. We think you're arrogant. Okay, well, that's because you don't think the same as us. We don't like you because you're rich. That's because you don't have the same power in your head of the knowledge that I have that you don't. So you get levels and structures of people. We don't like you because you do that. I don't care. Okay, I don't care. Like, you're not on this level, so you're not going to think that way. You're not going to be able to accomplish that because you're not on my level. Of course you're not going to know that. So you can criticize, you can think, you can do, you can speak shit, you can do whatever you like. I don't care, but all I care about is me. Well, you're arrogant. Well, don't be part of my life then. Fuck off. Go away. Okay, that's the kind of things that you need to have in your life of structure first before you accomplish much other. Because you have to realise, what's my environment showing me? What is my environment showing me? That this is dangerous? That everything that glitters in gold isn't really gold? Okay, or is it a gold digger? Someone that's constantly after money all the time? Okay, so what is it that they're actually after? Well, because I may or may not know what they're after, all I can do now is just think and think and think. What is the outcome going to be? What is the outcome going to be? What's the outcome going to be? You haven't closed the book of your own self here. Okay, so let's find out what some of this may be about for you here, Virgo, or Life Path 9s, or anybody that's around you here. Because it's kind of like that, well, Steve, I don't know if they're coming back. And if I block them out, then there's no way that we can continue on. So I have to, in their head. So the tower, there you go. There's the conductor battery. You need to work with the universe here. Give it some time. Oh, because I'm in love with the dick here. So it could be a water sign, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. There could be a relationship here already, and that's the person that I'm thinking about. Okay, is Dick Turpin. But like I said, the algorithm of life is literally this, because this is the thoughts, and this is the, I've done a whole teaching tier on this, by the way, so I'm not going to go over it, but that's the conductor, right? That is the master of conductor. Okay, so the master of known. Confused this way, that way is the moon. Something to do with the mother. Life Path 9, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Very confusing. Don't know what you're thinking or what you're feeling. Because you don't need to. You don't need to understand what the other person's thinking and feeling. You just need to understand what you feel. What you feel, okay? Not what the other person feels. Don't never take the burden of someone else's feelings. Because then you'll worry about their feelings. Oh my God, lovey, I can't hurt their feelings. Fuck them. Okay? You don't need to be nasty. All I'm saying is to you, okay, in order to be confused about one other's feelings is because you're concentrated on how do they feel. I need a tarot card reading, Steve, to find out how they feel. Okay, how do you feel? I'm in love with them. Are you? Are you speaking? No, they won't let me. So do they love me? No. Well, but like I said, I'm confused about their feelings. They're not opening up their feelings to me, so I don't know. Well, you do, because they would open up their feelings to you, right? So why is the moon here? Why is the moon here about a confusion? Because of a Sagittarius, Aries or a Leo placement, but they can also be 5s, 8s, and 4s. So Scorpio, you know, blah, blah, blah. This could be a mother. I'm kind of picking up that there's this energy of like a mother that may confuse the circumstance of life altogether because they will not let their children just be themselves here. There's someone that's very running in and out of like a way, and what's this running energy for? Could be a life path 7 or a Cancerian. 4, life path 4, Scorpio. Yeah. It's someone that's constantly trying to get the other person's attention, but every time they get there, they just run into a brick wall of not changing. Here. I want to make this offer. 4 of Cups. Oh, devil. Oh, dear. This person's running with the devil. They're running with the devil. Okay, or Devi, or running back to Devi. What is this, the devil for? Oh, 9 of Swords. With stress, worry, panic and fear. So the devil is pronouncing more fear, more devious energy, more running out of time, okay, more deadlines, more working for the government, working for the man. Everything that glitters in gold isn't, okay, everything that it appears to be isn't, okay. And now I'm stressing and I'm worrying whether they're coming back or not. I'm probably getting paranoid to not know if this devil energy is still around me or not. Moving on, thank you, next is a 4, but I'm getting wound up by still moving on. So you're still moving on away from this energy, I believe, or the name Lee. Keep hearing Lee, Lisa, Laura, Linda, Belinda, Lucifer, Capricorn energy. It feels like I'm getting extremely tired where I am. And what I'm doing is getting boring. Like it's just becoming very monotonous. And I'm frustrated because I just keep feeling like I need to move on. But some of you are constantly looking for closure. Which what a Virgo can do is look for more. Or look for closure. Because it's a 9. It's purgatory. At the moment we're in year 6. Okay. But we're all in purgatory. See, we're all on the crossover to get to the other side. All of us are. But when you're an actual life path 9 or Virgo, that one piece that's missing can always be missing. The link to the answer is missing. Okay. So I'm missing my mum, I'm missing my dad, I'm missing my parent, I'm missing my ex, I'm missing this. You know, I'm missing more money. I wish I had more money. I always seem to be missing the answer. I always seem to be missing a person. I'm grief-stricken. Unable to move on, PTSD, winning money, getting rich, like blaming other people that may have money. 7 of Swords. Oh dear, this person's taking and this person's a Capricorn energy here. They are trying to sex magic or magic money or magic Michael, I keep the name Michael. This person's obsessed about money. This is all they're concerned about is money. That's it. Money, 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 money. Okay. They kind of like, they might not be a bad person, but they are literally trying to manifest success and money in their life. So that's all they're concerned about is money. Okay. Now, if that's after a person because all they've got is money, that's a gold digger. Okay. I only want someone that's successful, popular and rich. Okay, so keep trying that because I don't think that's working there. You've got this winning money, getting rich, an inheritance of where family members could all be against one another because some were left out. Like, I gave everything that I had to someone else and not you. Or someone that just constantly borrows money off you all the time. Like, they're constantly asking for a freebie or Phoebe. Okay, but like, I'm always asking for a freebie because I go out, I get money, I get it and spend it real quick. And then all I got to do is manifest more into my life and more into my life. So, but you've got duality here. What's this Seven of Cups doing? Is a 2, confused, positive, negative. This person can have a very trivialist lifestyle of the unseen truth towards what money really means, of what it means, which means they live above their means and not below their means. Okay, which means that they can act on impulse, where they just spend shit really fucking quickly and they just get money and spend it as soon as they got it because they try to live above their means instead of saving it. So like I said, it's the £50,000 car. As soon as I buy the car, it might glitter and gold and seem nice that I can drive about in it. But as soon as I get the first instalment, I realise that I've got other instalments for my phone, for my house, for my mortgage. Okay, so then I realised, fuck, I acted on impulse and I bought something really quickly, or I spent something really quickly and now I've got nothing. Because they probably have a very bad connection with money itself, and that can be a Capricorn. Okay, can be a life path 7 or a Cancerian as well. I know a lot of Cancerians do this. They leave the high life, man. They just love spending money. I've got a friend called Michael, and he spends money as soon as he gets it. He's constantly getting out wads of money and, like, you know, spending it, and it's gone. There's no savings ever. It's just constantly gone. And then come back for chasing more of it, and that thrill of the chase of more money keeps the person going into this gangster lifestyle that is not a great lifestyle, but for him it works. But again, you've got this money is constantly on my mind of someone that may act on impulse buying, like I make a very quick rash decision on impulse buy, and I buy things that I can't afford and then end up spending above my means and not earning enough in order to replenish what I've lost. Now, if you have got loads of money, or this person has, then it really isn't that important. But one thing that I've noticed through having ADD is to stop the impulse buying, because ADD, of attention deficit disorder, can mean impulse buying, meaning that I'm looking at something and everything's great because I feel really good. I don't really think, because manifestation, right? Manifestation that I've learned a lot from is the ejaculation of life, okay? Which means that the lead up to not having it is more of an excitement than getting it. Now, if you're an alcoholic or an ex-drug addict like I used to be, okay, that you'll all know that the running to get it and waiting to get it, and they're like, "You're right, bro, have you got anything?" "Yeah, no, we're just going to go and get it now, blah, blah, blah." And they're getting the money and all of the, like, ducking and diving is such a rush. And then when they get it, they have it, it's gone, and then it's my next rush. So when they run with the wolves, that rush and that feeling of the bad environment that they're around is a rush within itself that's hard to give up as an addiction. That's why when you're an addict, you give up. You have to give up the lifestyle, and giving up the groups of friends and the people that are bad for you is an addiction within itself, because then I can't talk or hang around these people, and I've got to realise that these people are bad for me and my environment. So the addiction of letting everybody go in that environment is a huge transformational change. So what you realise when there's addiction there is that I run with that pack of wolves, and they're the people that I'm so used to in my environment that letting them all go to start again, to do well, takes sacrifice. Jesus, right? So take sacrifice. So what you've kind of got here is someone that runs out of money very quickly, spends it. As soon as they do, they go back to get more, and then come back and go back and come back, go back, come back. But impulse buying here, because but you can't see the cards, it's so annoying. Right, running, okay, and then you've got the Four of Cups with the Devil and the Nine of Swords. In between is moving on, but then you've got this jackpot energy here about leaving, coming back and getting more. Okay, so when you look at this impulse buying, okay, the feeling and the notion before you get it is more of a rush than when you get it. Because if you get a burger and chips, you feel like you really want it and you can't wait. And you're salivating and that hunger keeps you hungry for it. Okay. And then when you've had it, you feel guilt. So the snapshot is guilt, guilty pleasure. Okay. But the lead up to it is such a rush before I get it that I realise that I'm rushing on adrenaline because I know I'm getting it. Okay. So if you have an addict around you, they rush off adrenaline because they know that the glitz and glam of money and popularity is everything, so they rush to get it. But then they realise they made a mistake and then they come back. Okay, so I've got a few messages that are prominent here, Virgo, is that when we start to dissect all of this energy, you can relate that to anybody that takes drugs or alcohol or the fast life of gambling and money and making very rash decisions and moves. Because time is linear, it doesn't run out or start. So time is very present when we feel like we're running out of time and running out of money. So we need to accumulate more to spend what we've spent. Okay, when you see and look at all of these things, they're going to be very prominent because you keep checking and thinking that you're going to run out of money or time when you've got 85 years probably. Okay, at a good end. Okay. So the thoughts of accomplishing life and everything within a moment of time is a snapshot of where I need to keep coming backwards and forwards to and from. Okay, so if you've got someone in your environment that has learned the energy of impulse, try not to act on your impulses of excessive buying and gambling and doing all of that high life energy. Okay, because if you're getting rid of it as quick, you have to look at the feeling afterwards. The feeling before is much longer prolonging the energy than what it actually is when it happens. Okay, because that keeps your energy high. Your heart is a tube that sucks and blows. Okay, so when it comes back in, it goes out, it brings energy in. So your energy is high and you get the tower, and you use the tower in the right manner, okay, because you prolong the energy of that rush, the feeling that you've got by not doing it, by not buying it. You see, by not doing it and not buying it, biting into it and everything, food, alcohol, drugs, addiction, gambling, by not biting into it is more of a rush knowing that I'm going to, but I'm going to try and prolong it for 2 weeks instead of next week. Okay, so I've got 2 weeks under my belt. Diet. Okay, I've got a full week of diet. I can now have a treat. But don't go too much, okay, because then you'll crash with dopamine and you'll realise that you've overdone it when you could have just had a smaller amount, okay, but yet at least you had a treat. I test myself around this all the time. I do it with my girlfriend, okay, she has Virgo in her placement, right, we go over to McDonald's every single night nearly, or Kentucky Fried Chicken, and we have rice boxes, which are like 400 calories, or we have a salad box with one piece of chicken that's 350 calories, and then a Diet Coke, which is like 1 calorie. Okay, so we do that every night, but because I'm on Sexender, okay, that works, I only really have 1 meal a day. So for me, I'm only really consuming, because I've lost nearly 3 stone, 2.5 stone, right? I've decided in my mind now that works for my mind. So I can't wait until we go out tonight. So that helps my relationship. That helps me and Emily, okay, where we feel really good when we meet each other because we're going to buy something. And then when we get there, we don't overindulge in fucking burgers and chips and drink and fucking everything else. We just have a salad and a slight meal and a sit down and a cuddle and a kiss and God knows what else. And before you know it, we don't feel guilty. We don't feel bad. We've had a really good night out and we've accomplished a manifestation of that we don't feel guilty pleasure. Okay, so when you understand these concepts that you do not need to overindulge in energy, you seem to realize that you're learning something that is global, okay, that helps your manifestation of your relationships, your family, everything else. You start to understand these sequences and then you realize that running with the wolves is really not the best idea when I keep acting upon impulse, making stupid decisions and then regretting it once I've done it. Okay? Living in regret is one of the worst things you can do of overindulging in temptation, because then you end up really large, okay, like myself. Here you end up really large, okay, you end up with too many choices and too many options, too many sexually transmitted diseases, too many drugs to take from, too many problems to solve, too many other people's burdens and other feelings, taking on too much of other people, when before you know it, you've acted on impulse thinking that you're a fucking Cape Crusader, when really you should be like, well, as long as I'm more concerned about where I am, that's all I am. So be more concerned about Michael. Okay, so that's what I've got for you guys. Thank you for joining or listening, at least, because I've just babbled, but that's your reading. Okay, from a guide. So if you would like more guidance and more actual tarot readings, don't forget your readings are always over on Patreon first before anything comes out over on here. Okay, so your weekly reading is over there where we do a full spread this week, because normally it's those clarified. This week we have done you a full spread of Rider-Waite and then clarified, and then in the shadows, I think it is for some of them, of what to expect, what's coming around, what's coming, and all those kind of stuff. And then we clarify a load of things. So we do a load of different stuff over on Patreon. So you get more for what you pay for, and different questions, different answers, outcomes, and all of that. If you want them, they will be over on Patreon. Now, it's the silver or the gold tier. If you want the gold tier of all of the spiel that I normally come out with, and you want to keep up to date with all of the teaching stuff that I do, then you will need the gold tier, okay, because the silver tier is just weeklies and monthlies, the gold tier is weeklies, monthlies, so you still get your tarot, but then you also get chances to keep watching all of the teaching stuff and remembering and going back over it and thinking, oh shit, I forgot that one, I've really got to retweak my fucking shit and kind of sort my stuff out and realise where I am, okay? So there you go, that's the options all provided below. Thanks very much, Virgo, I really appreciate it, and I'll see you on your next reading.